All right, we are live a few minutes early. We'll wait and see who pops in there as I get organized. Let's turn that sound off. There we go. Rivets. I just finished making my strap. I'm going to quickly put my thingy on it. Hi, Diane. Can you hear me okay? Hi, Dawn. How are you doing? Don't mind me. I'm just putting my strap together quickly. Not that we need it today, but I just want to get her done and out of my way. Let's see if that goes all the way through. I don't know if that did. No, of course not. Yes, you can hear me? Perfect. Yay, get to sew today. I'm so happy. Plugging along. Excellent. My arm's feeling much better. I've been trying to do everything with my right hand. Oops, I don't have all my lights on. Oh, I feel rusty. I don't like that color. There we go. Hi, Kathy. Oh, I've lost my pen. 1 sec. I stabbed myself with my X-Acto knife. Good thing it was dull, but man, I didn't have any band-aids and it was bleeding and bleeding, but it looks like it stopped now. I hope. I didn't get blood on anything, so it's okay. Okay, let's see. So thank you, everybody. On Tuesday's class, we understood that I needed one more day off. Okay, so I have Dawn. Dawn, are you sewing along with us? And Diane and Kathy, are all of you sewing along with me today? Who's sewing along with me today? Ellie. I'm just getting my adjustable strap done because I just finished sewing it. I oiled my machine and I just wanted to make sure it was running well because it hasn't run since last week because I was on a sewing timeout. Okay, Dawn's sewing along. And Diane, your Wayfarer looks great. Kathy is too. Hi, Cynthia. Cynthia, your package came. I'm going to do a mail opening of it next week. All right, let me just set this rivet. You guys can see the disaster that is my studio. Oh my gosh. I never got to clean it. Okay, I can put this away now. Okay, getting organized. Trying to decide what order we want to do things in. I honestly think we will get this whole bag done in this class and next class, which actually would work out really good. I mean, because it's really fast. Because of the Wayfarer class. I'm a class behind now because I needed that extra time. But you know what? It's my left arm, which is funny because I'm right-handed. But I'm doing these exercises, which is that, and it just stretches right up there. But it's helping. You don't know how to post on the side anymore? I think I figured out a way of doing an event so it can go for a whole month. I'll try that with April's classes. But at the top of the Facebook page, in the featured section, I have a link to the albums, which is where you can go and add to the Wayfarer album if you wanted to, or I can add it. It's no big deal. Ugh, my allergies are acting up. My cat was just mauling me. Holy moly. All right, what are we going to need today? I will need these. Over here. I did my homework for both classes today, so I'm good and ready to go. Where are my instructions? Oh, they're in front of me. Hi, Frankie. Oh, you like basketball, do you? I'm not a sports girl at all. How's your wrist feeling, Frankie? Healing up nicely? Hi, Lauren. You're just watching today? Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Let's see who else gets in there. Who else was sewing with us last time? We had Elba, Jade, Kim, who were sewing with us. And and Wanda was going to. Let's see if they pop in. Hi, Irene, just watching. How are you doing? Better. Good. Okay, did everybody get their interfacing on? Okay, hi, Rhonda. Hi, we miss you. Busy lady. It's doing much better. It's funny because it's my left arm, and it's definitely how I'm sleeping on it because I have a brace that goes from here to here at night that keeps my arms outstretched like this, so I can't bend it and sleep on it like that. It definitely hurts when I fold it in. It's the ulnar nerve. It's the funny bone nerve. But it hurts a little bit in the morning. As of yesterday, it hurt when I woke up in the morning, and then it was kind of achy. Today, it hurt when I woke up this morning, but it's not hurting me right now. So this is good. So I think the extra days of rest were good. I talked to my doctor tomorrow I'm still on limited usage duty for another week, so I guess modified duty. So it's driving me crazy not sewing all day long. I tell you, it's driving me crazy. But I'm really glad I took those 2 extra days of doing nothing because I think it really did help. So, yay. So I'm happy with that. I'm just trying to see. We're going to try to get done today. I'm probably just going to follow the pattern. Yes, Rhonda, I won't overdo it. Such great friends making sure I'm behaving. Did I cut my... There they are. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to prep the main panels and the lining panels today. And then next week we will get the gusset done and the zipper panel. And then we'll put it all together and then we'll be done. It's such a fast bag, but I figure if we get the main exterior panels and the lining panels done, that would be great. Yeah. Did I cut that extra piece? Where is my extra slip pocket piece that I cut? I'm just making sure I remembered everything because this is a client order and I feel like I'm missing some stuff, which is weird because I know I cut it. Hi Kim, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Do you guys remember if last class I cut the slip pocket piece, which was an extra piece? I could have sworn that I did. But I'm not seeing it here now. Maybe I put it in my thing. I have to cut another one. I was positive that I did, though. I'm losing it. I'm losing my mind. Kim, are you sewing along with us today? That's my gusset. That's my flap. I don't know what I did with it. Oh dear. Yeah, get your iron up for sure, Dawn. Or not Dawn, Kim. All right. I think I know what I'm doing. Oh, there it is. Found it. I knew I cut it. Fell on my floor. You're going to try to sew along? Awesome. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place here. Let me turn. I'm going to want to show you guys how to do card slots. So I'll probably want to bring my iron over here, hey? So I can do angle down so we can do what we're doing. Maybe we'll do that first. So while we're waiting for a few more to pop in, let me grab my iron and stuff and get it heating up, and we'll start with making the card slots today. Grab my new iron. Not the most portable thing in the world, but hey, it'll be okay. Oops. Get this situated. A little awkward to do on here, but that's okay. I like my new iron a lot. Doesn't get quite as hot as the old one, but that's probably a good thing. Let me get her plugged in here. Oh, do I have my other thing to put underneath this? I don't know where it is. It'll be fine. Usually I have another mat to put under over my cutting board, but that's okay. We're not going to be here for long. The iron I got the Maven, Reliable Maven 140 IS. I'll show you. This one. It's a steam iron. But I like it. Oh, I should get this going on my phone so I can see it on this side when we go to the machine. And then we will be situated. Perfect. All right, I feel like I've been away from this room for so long and I left it in such a disastrous mess that I'm beside myself right now. Uh-oh, I just blew a fuse. I just blew a fuse. All the lights went out. Can you guys still see me? I gotta go to my fuse box. 1 second. I might not be able to do the iron thing here with you guys because it blew my fuse. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, it is nice. Okay, 1 second. It's dark because I blew a fuse. Not good. Which fuse did I blow now? Good thing my fuse box is in this room. Not that one. I don't know which fuse it is. All my lights went out. It might be my actual plug here. Not good. I lost all my overhead light, but my machines are still on. But my computer screens is out. Oh no. But my fuse box looks fine, so I'm sorry guys, I don't know what just happened. And my laptop, where do I have it plugged in? Bear with me, I gotta go back to the fuse box. I don't know what I have done. Oh, goodness me. Vacuum, counters, plugs, counters. Dryer. Interesting. So I think I just blew my connector box here that has all of my USB running on it. My machine still works, but my cameras won't. No. Not good. Let me see where my computer's plugged in and move it to a different plug. I blew something up. Just my luck. Okay. We just may be doing this with very poor lighting today. I gotta try to get this to that plug. I gotta grab Brady because I can't reach the plug. One sec. Brady, I need your help for a second. Brady? Brady? He is coming to the rescue. So what I think happened is I blew up my box. I can't see what it would be, whatever that one is plugged into. So let me look again.
Okay, what's up?
It's that one, that plug there. I blew a breaker when I plugged my iron in, but I can't figure out which breaker it is.
I wouldn't be able to tell you either.
I'm curious if that plug even works there to plug my computer into.
Well, it should.
Well, that's the one that my little thingy is plugged into. But plug this in.
To back here?
Yeah, and then can I see if my... Okay, it says it's plugged in, so it's this thing that blew up. Oh look, there's a reset button on it.
Yeah.
Haha! There we go. Can you grab my... No, that's fine. It can stay plugged in there. Brady fixed it. There's a reset button on the bottom. So I'm going to attempt to plug this iron in again because I moved one plug. Thank you, Brady.
Yeah.
That's my kid. Okay, so we moved some plugs around. Whew. Man, I get stressed out easy. Now I just need my monitor to come back on. But I don't think it's going to. Because now I have only one screen because this monitor is confused. I am so sorry, guys. Can everybody see me still? Can you hear me? But I'm down to one monitor, which isn't good. Wonder if I unplug that monitor and plug it back in. Let's see. Come on, monitor. Turn back on. Oh, is it doing something? Fingers crossed. No, it's not. Okay. I just got to change some settings here so I can see everything on one screen. Because currently, I cannot. I have everything running on the other monitor here, and it is on the screen that is not open. Fantastic. I can still see you guys on my phone, but I can't switch the cameras because I can't see it. You can see me? Okay, so I am hoping if I lose you guys, because I have to reset something, if I lose you, So I'm just going to put the screen to sleep and then come back. If I lose you, I will make another stream for this, but I'm thinking this will be okay. So just bear with me right now. Okay, 1 second. Sleep. That didn't, does that work? Did that work? Please work. No. Oh, for freak's sake. Okay. Okay, need to restart. We'll set up another feed. Be right back. I can't see you guys at all, so I have to restart. And now my OBS doesn't want to restart. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it looks like I can resume. Yay! Let's hope that this worked. Please let me know if you can hear me. Oh my gosh, computers. Can you guys hear me? You can hear me again? Are we back? That was really cool because I restarted my whole computer, but my streaming software did not end the feed. Did it go black or anything like that? I'm just curious to know what it did. Or did I just stand in one place for a long time? Did it do anything? Or could you see me the whole time? Because I totally restarted my computer. Crazy. I hope I didn't pick my nose or anything weird like that. Did I say any swear words? Oh my gosh, that was stressful for me. But we are good to go. And now I've learned new things. See if I can turn these lights back on. And Brandy plugged my computer into the actual wall, so that should help. All right. It froze on your end, but it's back now? Well, that's good to know that if something like that happens, I can do a complete reboot and I don't lose the feed, which is actually really, really good news. Hi, Wanda. Wanda, are you sewing along with us today? So bizarre. Okay. Well then, we got her figured. So, all that was because I plugged my iron in. So, how about we get these card slots done? And then we'll move on to the rest of it. Just watching, Wanda? Okay. Let me find those places. I'm just going to trim quickly. You know how I never ever trim my interfacing back, so I'll do that quickly and then I'll put you into camera down. Is everybody still there? If everybody could say hi, that you're still there, that would be great. Oh my gosh, I'm a hot mess this week, aren't I? Never ending. It's kind of like that time, remember when other stuff fell down? A few of you, and I lost my computer and everything? I think my computer fell down. I don't remember what happened. So we're going to start with card slots just because we have the iron here. Still here? Perfect. Hello. Whew. Can't you guys see my blood pressure go up to here? Oh my gosh. All right, so hopefully all my cameras still work. Hopefully. Oh, I'm going to have to reset this. One sec. Oh, I had everything all set up nicely and it was going so perfectly. But I got to make sure my autofocus isn't going to come on. Okay. There we go. But you can see the mess that is my table here. Let me move this over here. Hi, Kathy. Okay. Well, that was really cool to know because it's kind of good to know that you're going to see my cable there for my iron. Just because I'm going to zoom it up and out a little bit here because I want to be a little bit further away. Bear with me. I'm playing with my... No, I don't want to zoom in. I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing here. So I have it zoomed way, way, way up. So now you really see the messiness of my table. Okay. Are we ready? I think I'm finally ready. Let me grab my ruler. I do not like it when things don't go my way. All right. So I'll show you how I do card slots. So we're going to look at our pattern piece. I'm on page 9 of the pattern, and it's going to show us where we are drawing our lines. Okay. So on my left-hand side here, I'm going to just mark top, so I know that this is going to be the very top of my card slots. Make sure my iron is warmed up, and it is. Okay. And then we're going to follow the pattern, and we are going to draw lines on the wrong side at those measurements. So the first one from the left side that we have measured top. I know I'm really far up and away. I hope that that's okay for you guys. I'll zoom in again later. I just want you to be able to see everything that I'm doing here. So 3 3/4 inch line. Oops, that wasn't very straight. And then from that line, we're going to do a 3-inch line. And then from that line, we're going to do a 3.5-inch line. Card slots are not my favorite thing to make. And then 3 inches. Again, follow along your pattern. And then 3.5 inches. And then 3 inches again. And I'm just going to double check that that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. Okay, so when you're there, let me know and I'll show you what we're going to do next. And I'll show you my little trick that I like to use to get nice and crisp lines. Oh, it looks so messy here. This microphone, I actually want to move to the other side so you can hear me at the machine. You're good? Just give everybody a couple minutes there now that we're getting a late start. I'm trying to make my area not look so messy. Oh, and I can bring my blood pressure down. It just seems like something's always happening. I mean, what was it? Last month, I lost complete power to the house for like the whole day from a car accident, hitting a power line, and then my doctor putting me on sewing lockdown hasn't helped matters. Kathy's done too, or Kathy's good? Okay. Just waiting for Dawn. Another minute or so. Kim is done. All right, Kim, you're sewing with us too. I got to circle your name. I always put little circles next to the people that are sewing along, and then I kind of have an idea. Okay. How are you doing, Don? I didn't have to. Oh, it's funny because I I blew a fuse in my plug box and I lost my computer for a little bit. So that's okay. Denelda, are you sewing along with us today? Done. Okay, so you still want to keep the part that you had labeled top to the left. You're going to flip it right side up. And what I like to do is take a piece of cardboard. This is just comic book cord or comic book cardstock that I use to roll my fabric on. Even just using a piece of really thin cardboard would work. Or if you have one of those pressing rulers or whatever, you don't need to do this. I just find that this really helps me to get a nice crisp line. So what we want to do at that first line, we want to fold it right sides together. So what I like to do is just take my comic book board and line it up with that line and put it nice and taut with it. And then I'm going to press it. My iron turned off. Okay, come on. Just give my iron 30 seconds to heat up again. Actually, it's warm. Okay. We're going to press along that line like so. Look at that steam, hey? Okay. And that just gives it a really, really nice crisp right along that line, a nice straight line. Okay. Oh, awesome, Denelda. So yeah, you can join up with us again next week and follow along here. And of course, you can always contact me if you have any questions. Okay, so everybody let me know when you've done that first fold. Diane's ready. I was really tempted to leave the card slots out of this one because I hate making card slots, but my client wants them, so we're sticking with the pattern. Dawn's done. Kim's ready. And Kathy's done. I think that was everybody. Okay, so now we're going to flip this over to the wrong side. Okay. Then you're going to take, I'm going to take my cardboard and I'm going to just put it right up against that line like so. Flip this over top of that, pushing it nice and taut against that, and then giving that a good press. Now in the pattern, it says to keep flipping back and forth. Right side, wrong side, right side, wrong side. But after these two, we don't have to flip it anymore, and you'll see why. Okay, so let me know when that's done. Rhonda, if you're still there, is this the iron you have? The same one as me? Dawn is done. Diane is done. Kim is done. Okay. I don't know if Kathy's done was from before or this one. Okay, so now we can just keep the right side up, and you're going to kind of fold it up to where you see the next line. I'm going to take my cardboard and see what I'm doing until I get it nice and even with that line. And then I'm going to press. So. And then just continue for all the other lines. So I have that down. Did I ask you, Denelda? I don't know what we're asking about. We're going to put the cardboard again against this line, and you're going to keep doing the same thing until they're all done. Once you have them all done, let me know. I think all I said to Nelda was that once you do get started, if you need help during the week, you can definitely reach out to me. I can help you. Oops, that one didn't go really straight. And then my last line. Oh, about the iron. No, I asked Rhonda. Do you have an iron like this, Denelda? Okay, that's what that looks like. Let me know once you're there. Okay, now, do you know what? I've done something really, really wrong. Oh no, because I go this way. Phew. I haven't done anything wrong. I might keep the iron over here because we're going to do more ironing. I'll just keep it turned off. I think. Dawn's done. Good, it didn't heat up my underside here, which is good. Kim's done. This iron is definitely more portable than the other iron was. It's not as heavy. Whew, I gotta take my poncho off. I think I got stressed out and got too hot. Oh, that's right, Donalda. You did tell me about that. Yeah, that's really cool. Kathy's done. Okay, so then you want to just take a card. You want to make sure everything looks like it's spaced out apart. And we're going to end up, the cards are going to go in not this way, because obviously it'll go way down. They go in, is that vertically? So make sure that it goes in nicely, not too low. At first I put it in like this and went, I did something wrong, but no, I didn't. But if you put it in vertically, it should go and leave about 1/8 of an inch along the top. Make sure they're all even. The card goes good. And I am good. From this top one, it'll be a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch because we will be sewing that. So once that is done, what we want to do is find our center of that. So this measures 5.5. So that would be 2.75, I think. Can I measure my, it's just a regular, this is just like a regular, this is actually an old security card from when I worked at the shores, but it's just like your debit card. So this one is like just over, it's like 2 1/8 inches by 3.5-ish, 3 1/4. But it's just use a debit card. Okay. So through this, we want to draw a center line. I think it's 2.75. We'll find out. I'm just using my pen that erases to draw a line up the center and then make sure it is center. 275 and 275. Okay. So we're going to take this to the machine, and these folded edges here, we're going to top stitch along those, fold them back up together, and then we are going to, I think, top stitch to, let me double check to make sure I do this right, and then we're going to top stitch all the way to the top and back down again, as well as baste the sides. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, top stitch, and I'll show you guys at the machine, top stitch and top stitch, put it all back together. Once we have it all back together, we're going to baste down this side, across the bottom, up, back down, across the bottom, and baste the sides. Okay? So let me switch us to the machines. Hopefully my cameras are all working. Bear with me while I... turn on Tommy. I think that all looks good. It looks good. I don't have any cards. Do we? I don't understand what you're saying, Dawn. Do we top stitch our pockets? Yeah, we top stitch the pockets. Oops, I lost my... So we're going to do that right now. So I always keep an old credit card. Like, you know, when you get in the mail, you get the fake credit cards. I always have those in my drawers so I can so I can always test my card slots. There's Coco saying hi. It's because my door is open. Okay. Let me get my camera going good here. Okay, so the first one I'm going to fold out of the way, and I'm going to top stitch along there. And back stitch at the start and stop, all the way across. And I'm good on both sides, thank goodness. Snip that away. Okay, and then what we do next is we kind of pull that one out of the way like this, and then we're going to top stitch the next one. And same with the third one. And then I'll close my door so she's not so loud. Holy moly. Brady left the door open. It's pretty sad I have to call on my kids because I can't reach, hey? They're a lot taller than me and I can't reach across the table to the plug. You like it, Wanda? I'm really liking doing it in the tutorials too. I'm getting really, really great feedback, so I will continue doing that. Okay, so this is what we have. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to top stitch down the sides to hold these card slots in place. I don't think she does that in the pattern. It's just something I like to do. And then we're going to also go up this middle twice to separate the card slots out. So I'm just starting at the first card slot. For these bastings, just to hold those in place. And you definitely could break your thread here, but I'm too lazy. So I'm just going to pivot, go across, and I'm actually going to go up and down that sit. Normally I'll go beside it a little bit, but I'm going to actually follow my stitching right up the center here just because I think they just fit and I don't want to take away any extra with decorative stitching. So, but I am going to go up and down it twice following the lines of stitching just because those card slots are going to get used and you don't want those popping, those stitches. I've had it happen before. You definitely don't want to, so it's really good to secure them. And we're not going to be able to put a rivet in there because it's not going to grant us enough room. The cards will not fit, so. You like the different angles too? That's awesome. I love the feedback. That's what I need. And up the other side. Oh my goodness, Miss Coco. And back stitch. Okay, so let me know when you're done that. I am going to change my views and I'm going to close that door so Miss Coco isn't as loud. Do you know who's in here, you guys? Dexter's in here. He's my shy little boy. Okay, one moment. All right, let me close this door. I think I heard Dexter. He's not in here now. Okay. Okay, so let me know, Diane. He is so big. Oh my gosh, he's the same size as Coco now. And he's 5 months old today. It's crazy. He's huge. I'm just kind of trimming up my messy end here because I had one kind of go lopsided. He's scared of my sewing room because he knocked over my ironing board and my old iron fell. Part of the reason why I think my old iron stopped working. But he's been scared ever since, so. But he's a good baby. I really love that dog. He is going to get bigger. The vet figured he would go to about 100 to 120 pounds. His paws are huge. They're huge. So his DNA test came back that he was well, we know he came out of a lab, so he is lab. He's a lab black and tan coonhound, which was a surprise to us, even though it shouldn't have been because of his coloring, but Dave didn't want another coonhound because, you know, Coco's a lot of work, but I loves me a coonhound. So lab black and tan coonhound, a Belgian Malinois cross, and the majority of his DNA is the Belgian Malinois. So he doesn't look Belgian Malinois. He looks like a coonhound with lab ears, but he's so smart. You need to see him. I can't lift him up. He's not in here right now. He went to see what Coco was barking at. Okay, how are we all making out there? Maybe on my next mail opening I'll do that. Done? Kim's done? Nice. I love any kind of dog, Dawn, even the big ones. I am missing my little Benny though, I won't lie. Okay, once you have that done, you can definitely go ahead and make sure, you want to make sure that there's at least on each side, like for the cards to go in, because we're going to be stitching this with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So you want to make sure there's at least 3/8 to a 1/2 inch there from the center from each, so we know the cards will fit. And I've got more than enough room. Put pictures on YouTube of Dexter. Oh, I will. I posted a picture on the Facebook page actually. So, okay. So next, what we want to do is we want to take our card slot back and we want to put it right sides together with this. Why is mine so much longer? There we go. Okay, I might have to trim mine up a bit. I might have cut it too big. We'll just go with it. Okay, it goes across there. I'm actually going to trim mine up a bit because for some reason it's too big, but it'll be fine. So I'm just making it so they're the same size when they're on top of each other. On the bottom side, we want to leave, so make sure you know this is the top, this is the bottom, and we want to leave an opening here for turning. Open. Okay, so again, making sure it's along the bottom of the card slots. And go ahead and stitch these together, or clip them together. On TikTok, I post a ton of Dexter videos. My TikTok's supposed to be for my bag making, but no, it's become for Dexter. This is still too big. So I don't know what. I may have done something wrong, but all my cards are still going to fit, but my card back piece was slightly too long, so I've just trimmed it up to match. I think Dexter now, he's got to be at least 50 or 60 pounds. Coco's a 70-pound dog, so. Okay, so let me know when you're there, and then we will go and finish these up. Diana's ready. Oh my gosh, it's time's flying already. All because I had that electrical conundrum. Thank goodness for smart boys. Dawn is done. I should have brought a coffee. I could use a coffee right now. Yeah, Cynthia, I put it on. Yeah, I put it on my personal Facebook page, and I have it on my on the bagmakers group too. Give another minute or so. Kathy is done. How are you making out, Kim? Okay, so from that opening, we're gonna leave that opening. This little area open, and we're going to start at that line, and we're going to go all the way around with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, stopping and back stitching at those open marks to leave the bottom for turning. Okay, so let me flip this around. Flipping the cameras around, but there we go. Okay. Oops, I hit it with my chair. But I actually think that might be a better angle. Okay. So 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Can I text my son to bring me a coffee? He wouldn't even know how to make coffee. He doesn't drink it. My other son, yes. But that's okay. I wouldn't sleep tonight if I had one. But I could go for a Starbucks. Okay, from this side. And then across here. And I always go back and forth a couple times just to strengthen those stitches for when we turn it out. Okay, and let me know when you're all done that, and I'll get my iron all warmed up again. I actually kind of like my iron being here. Okay. There we go. So we have something that looks like this. Diana's ready. So far in the polls for Tuesday classes, it looks like Penny In is winning. I'm excited for that one if it gets chosen. If it doesn't get chosen, I'll still be making a tutorial. It's one that Chris W. Design has never allowed YouTubers to do before, and she's asked me to do it, so I'm super excited. But if it gets chosen as a class, even better. Okay, we're all ready. So what we want to do in those 4 corners is clip as close as you can without clipping, like that, your stitches. That's going to help us get nice sharp corners on all 4. We're not going to trim the seam allowance down. Well, that's not good to do on my wool mat. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys a little trick that I like to do before I turn it out, is because you know how we're going to be putting these seams, turning these raw edges in. Before I turn it out, I like to just kind of press this against the seams that's there and give it a quick press. And then it kind of remembers it for when we go to sew that shut later on. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just kind of folding it in before we turn it out, so it kind of has memory already for when we go to do it later. Oh, my hands do not work. Holy moly. Okay, and then go ahead and turn it out. I'm actually tempted to get another little table over here for my iron to put on just for classes, and I could pull this mat out rather than having to run over to my ironing board all the time during class. That might be a good idea now that Brady's rearranged my plugs so they don't blow the fuse. Okay, and I'm just going to use a pokey tool to poke out those corners nice and crisp. Same with these bottom corners. The card slots aren't my favorite, especially in purses. I don't mind them in wallets because that's what they're for, but I don't know. Just me. Okay. And then you're going to press everything out nicely with your iron. I've got a strings hanging out there. So you can see it's kind of, it looks kind of messy, but it's kind of going down and around like that, so we can give those a good press with those ends in. It's funny, this quilting cotton I'm using, it turns like a dark red when it's hot. Just pressing those edges under. Okay, and then once again, you want to make sure your card fits in there, leaving at least 1/8 of an inch for a top stitch when we go to stitch this on later. So, and this one is really close on this side. Press it a little more. So this one is really kind of thick in those corners. You could try to trim it down a little bit, but it really, I don't know. It's not my most favorite way of doing this. But it works. Check with your cards again. Make sure everything goes down. So I am going to be going along here with like a scant 1/8 of an inch seam allowance when I attach these on. Okay. So now we're going to quickly take this to the machine, and just along this top edge, we're going to go ahead and top stitch that. I'm not going to switch it over. I'm just going to go and do it, but top stitch right along this top edge. Okay? And then let me know when you're all done. And then we will attach this to our thing. Okay. Just like so. So it looks like they're all top stitched then. My card still fits in. Another good press. And then it's these ends you want to make sure are going to be pressed in really good as well before I take my iron away. I'm actually, just to make sure that that stays in, I'm going to take a little bit of double-sided tape and put it in there. Only do this if your machine isn't sensitive to double-sided tape, of course. But I don't want it to slip on me. And then we're ready to put this on one side of the lining. So this is the only lining side I'm going to do with you guys. Because in the pattern there isn't anything on the opposite side. So on the opposite side of the lining, if you are going to be putting in a slip pocket like I am, or another zipper pocket, that'll be homework to complete that side. However you like to do it. Okay. Let me kind of push this aside. I am actually going to keep my iron here because we will use it again. If you guys don't mind having it in the view, I'm just going to move my mat over here. And I'm going to zoom this back down. Is it this one? I usually have this zoomed in a little bit so you guys can see more what I'm doing. There we go. And you can't even see the iron there. So we're back to normal view now. There we go. Everybody done? Everybody ready? Everybody's card slots fit? Let me take that one. Ready, ready, ready? Okay. So now this is my lining side that we're going to be putting this on. We want to find our top and bottom centers. So fold it in half. You can just crease it if you like. I'm also going to do my little notches. Like so. But now I got that nice center crease, and then of course we got our center mark for our card slots here. And then we are going to measure down 1 1/4 inches from the top. And I like to put, I could actually use pins because there's no vinyl here, but I always use a little bit of double-sided tape along that bottom edge. So either use pins or use some double-sided tape on the wrong side of this. Okay. And then you're going to line this up. I'm lining my center stitching up with my center fold mark here that we made. So that make it nice and center. And I'm sticking it down like that. And then we're going to take this to the machine and we are going to top stitch, not this top side, but the 3 sides. So this side here with 1/8 inch, it is going to be a little bit thick here because that's where all those seams are from when we put it all together. Across here with 1/8 inch, and that's going to close up that bottom turning hole. And then on this side, I know I'm going to have to be like a scant, like 1/8 inch because my cards were so tight in the side. So just be aware of how your cards are sitting on there. See, well, I guess I'll be okay with 1/8 inch. I've got about 1/4 inch clearance on that side. So yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. Any questions about that? Let me know. Okay. My thing keeps going away. Here we go. There we go. So I don't want to go too much over 1/8 inch because I do not want, and I'm going to back stitch a couple times here because I don't want that popping, and I'm not going to have room really. Well, I guess I could put in some rivets there, but it'll look funny on this one. So I'm just going to do extra back stitch at the very top. So, ooh, that's thick right there. Card slots stress me out because if you get off just a little bit, then they don't fit. Make sure you're getting both layers there to close up that hole. And it's really thick again on this side. So if your machine doesn't like that thickness, you may want to hand crank. And can you see how thick that is? And this is just cotton. Mind you, I think it called for interfacing these pieces. I have to because I'm on an industrial, or else if I don't have at least a medium woven interfacing, my machine will eat the cotton up. So if you find this thick and you're on a domestic, you could definitely leave out the woven interfacing if you wanted to. Okay, and I'm just going to burn my starts and stops and threads. Oops. Okay. And that's what that looks like. It's such a small little bag. And then just make sure that your cards, see how close that was to clear? Still fit in there. It's tight, but they fit. And of course they will stretch with use as well. Just make sure this side's much better. I actually think I am going to put 2 rivets right there because this is a slip pocket here. And yeah. So that'll be homework. If you decide you want to put 2 rivets just to secure this part here, like the slip pocket part, so that's not going to pop with use, go ahead and do that. I'm probably going to do that. And then I'll also back it with a little bit of Decavol Heavy on the back. But that is that one side done. Any questions about that at all? So that's homework. If you want to rivet it, that's when you will do it. All right. So let me know when you're all done that, and then we will move on to the next thing. I'll put you up to my face for now. Hello. Set this aside, and then we can go back to the beginning. Next, we're going to work on our flap. So I'm just going to type, where's my mouse? Where are you? Because I can never tell if they're new readies or old readies. So I'm going to put a mark, just a letter in the chat there. Just a number 1. And then anything after that, I know that we're ready for the next step. I'm just going to clean up my interfacing. Dawn's ready. Yeah, that'll work better for me. Kim's ready. I'm just looking for my card flap closure. No, it doesn't say that. Cappy's ready. Okay. Okay, now one thing I don't know if I mentioned last class, and Diane's ready, perfect, is when you go, can you see it here? Because I used EB Fuse Heavy. For the flap front, you're putting your EB Fuse Heavy or Decavol Light right down, matching the bottoms if you read in the instructions, and then it's left this opening on top. This is one that you didn't keep outside of the seam allowances. If you kept it out of the seam allowances, it's not really a big deal either. And we also want the male side of our magnetic snap. So we can pull that out and get it ready. Man, I feel like I haven't sewn in so long. It's so crazy. And we are going to need a scrap for behind it. Okay, so our exterior piece, we're putting it aside for now, and we're working with our lining piece, okay? So we want to fold it in half and find our top and bottom centers again and make little snips or marks. Okay. That's what's nice about using cotton. You can see that center line really well. Okay, my top snip is off a little bit. Okay, then we want to take, where's my ruler go? Underneath my mat. Now we want to measure up nice and centered. I'm actually going to do it on the back side so I can still see it because I want to mark it with my pen. 3/4 of an inch, nice and centered from the bottom. So I'm using my 1-inch ruler here, and along that crease from the fold, I have my 1/2 inch line marked with my center notch in that, and measuring up 3/4 of an inch and making a little dot like so. So that's where we're going to install our male side, the one with the little nubbin snap. So go ahead and do that. So you're doing this on the lining side of the flap. So I'm putting my washer down, making my marks. I can do the same on my scrap piece of Decaville Heavy, which I'm going to use to help support it. Does it say that? Mine says 3/4 of an inch. Oh, do you know what this was? It is because we discovered this last time because I'm working off of the tester version. 3/4 of an inch worked for me, so I'm going to just stick with that because I've already marked it. But yeah, it's funny how my pattern differs from that. I don't have the original pattern. All I have is the tester pattern. So 3/4 of an inch or 1 inch. 3/4 of an inch is going to work for me. I think what she's worried about, you know what, we'll go up 1 inch. Again, if you come across, I'm going up 1 inch. If we come across anything else that's different than my pattern, please let me know. I did not get sent the original, so I just assumed it all stayed the same because I was a tester for this. So 1 inch from the bottom. It's not really going to matter too much. It'll just mean we won't be getting, I think probably what happened is we're getting too close with the top stitching. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and do this. But yeah, mine says 3/4. It's all good. And then I'm also going to grab some frayed check because I'm using cotton. Just in case it decides it needs to fray. Hi Anna, how are you? How was work? Ooh, my frayed check is all gummed up on the top. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Come on, come out. There we go. Let's clean up that bottle. Go ahead and install your magnetic snap. And again, behind the prongs before the washer, I like to put a scrap of Decaville Heavy or heavy stabilizer of some sort, just to help give a little bit more support. Put your washer on, and then I close my prongs in. Again, I don't know if in is right or if out is right. In has always worked fine for me, so I just go in. And I take my mallet. Oops, and I bring those prongs down, and then I put my duct tape on top. There we go. All right, that's what that looks like. Okay, Dawn is done. Now this is where you're going to have to decide on the flap if you're going to want to put your nameplate on here. I'm not going to put my nameplate on there. I'm going to put it on the main body just below the flap because I don't want my nameplate taken away from this beautiful rose. Neither is my client. So Diane's done. Yay, Anna, I'm excited to do a live with you on Saturday for your retail drop. That's going to be a lot of fun again. I'm just reading the instructions to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. All done? Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to take these two pieces and put them right sides together and clip along these sides. We're leaving the top open for turning. The other option you could have done here is also used a turn lock here if you preferred. Okay, and then we're going to take this to the machine and we are going to stitch all the way around there with a, let me double check, 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, so I'll switch us over. My phone is not staying on. Why? Quarters of an inch, or 1/4 inch. And then I'm just going to peek inside to make sure that my stitches do not look stressed out before I turn out. No, I'm good. If you've used vinyl and you feel like your stitches on the inside look like they're stressed out, then I would go around again with another row of stitching, but I'm okay because I used all cotton here, so I am good. Okay. So I'm going to once again put a 1 here. Once you're done, go ahead and type done. Dawn's done, Diane's done. I'm just going to clean up my interfacing that I didn't trim out. Kathy's done. Let's give Kim a few minutes there while I look for the pieces I need next. Then while I'm waiting, I'm just cleaning up my messy interfacing because I always just rough cut my interfacing. And I always just trim it as I go. Give another minute or so. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take my pinking shears and I'm just going to trim up these curves. Trimming that seam allowance up to 1/8 of an inch or so. I need sharper pinking shears. These ones are so old. I really need to invest in some Kai scissors, I think. Okay, and once you've done that, you can go ahead and turn this out and give it a good press. I'll turn my iron back on. Okay, roll those between your fingers. I'm going to give this a really good press, and then we are going to top stitch this baby. Oh, look, I've made a mess. Let me grab my mat. Again, if you're using vinyl, you would only finger press this because you want to melt it, but I am using canvas, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a press. Yeah, I think I like having the iron over here. I think it's handy. Then I don't have to go all the way to the other end so you see my back. There we go. Oops, I'm going to turn this off now. Turn off. Here we go. Oh, it's okay, Jade. I don't like the time change either. Okay, and now what we're going to do, once you like the way it looks, I think I need to press this out just a little bit more. I think we're okay. My flap looks a little oblong. I'm going to press it a little bit more. 1 second. It's looking funny to me. I'm going to press that seam out a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So we're going to go in, we're going to top stitch all the way around the bottom, and then you can also go ahead and you can baste the top opening closed. How are you today, Jade? Oh, are you in mountain time? I wish we didn't have one. I hate it. Okay. So make sure that your stitches are going to look good. I'm going to start at the top so I can do my back stitch up here. You want to make sure they're going to look good on both sides because it's going to be visible on both sides because this is the flap. Mine looks okay. thank you. And be mindful of where your magnetic snap is, because your walking foot could get hung up on it. Or it can stick to your machine. I want to go to Hawaii. Maybe Anna and I need a girl trip to Hawaii. There we go. Okay, so everybody let me know when you're done with that. I want to get this front panel done as well as I want to get the back pocket done today. So we have about half an hour to do it all. Not a big deal if we don't, though. We can continue next week. Oh yeah, my fussy cutting is gorgeous. Diana's ready. Had you at Hawaii, Anna? So this is what it looks like so far. So see, even if you were down just that, it would have cleared this okay as well. But I think that new measurement might have been for if you were doing a turn lock, because this is the part you'd have a big hole here. I don't know. Kathy's done. Give it another minute or so. And we're very close to being done this front panel, believe it or not. One more minute. Okay, so now we are going to take our slip pocket. Sorry, my instructions are all wacky here. Okay, we're going to take our exterior piece of our exterior slip pocket and our lining piece, put them right sides together, and we are just going to clip along that top side. Okay, and then we're going to sew across here with 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Quarter of an inch. I love 1/4 of an inch because I know it's 1/4 of an inch right to the end of my walking foot here. So. Just that top edge. Use my iron again. Okay. And then what we want to do is we want to bring these wrong sides together and give that a really good press as well. So I tend to, when I'm using cottons, I always open up my seam first with my iron once it warms up a little bit, and then I bring it over. If you're using vinyl, make sure you're giving it a really good finger press. Look at that steam. I just love this new iron. It's great. And I just find that just helps bring that seam over really, really, really good. Give that a good press again. And then we're going to top stitch just along this top edge. Okay, just along here with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, but you are going to leave the rest open because I'm going to put my nameplate on and we have to install the female side of the magnetic snap. So it's just a lot easier when this is all open. So just top stitch right along this top here. Oops. Okay, so everybody let me know when you're all done that, and then we will install this magnetic snap. They do it slightly different than the pattern. I'll put another little one there so I know when you're done. Then I'm going to show you my trick for my snap placement. Diane is ready. I'm just getting all my pieces ready. If you guys could see this side of my table, it's just piled with stuff. Oh my gosh. Use. I'll show. Diane's done. Kathy's done. I'll give Dawn and Kim a couple minutes. And this is where we are going to see how good my fussy cutting was. I think I did pretty good with it. Dawn is done. How are you doing, Kim? Is Kim still there? Have we lost Kim? Okay, I'm going to go on because we do want to get that back pocket done today as well. So I'm going to take my front piece. I'm going to find my top and bottom centers. So this is my front main panel. And do little snips. Same with the opposite side. Hope that that center of our flat piece, you want to find the top center and do a snip. And we should be okay with this one. Now I have a little bit of excess on the bottom here on the opposite side, so I'm just going to make it so my linings and my exteriors are the same. Okay. Couldn't find your snap? Oh dear. All right. Okay, so this is particularly important if you're fussy cutting. I think I have the zoomed in way further than I usually do, but is it okay? Can you guys see everything okay zoomed in this well? So I'm going to take my flap and I'm going to line up my flap center and my top center here. And this is, I want to clip it in place. And I am just making sure before I stitch this in place that my fussy cutting is looking good. So far it matches up with my main exterior piece, but that's not the piece I need it to match up with because this flap is going to be under here as well. So if I line this right up along the bottom, I can see my fussy cutting isn't perfect, but it's pretty darn close. I think I'm fine with that. So I'm going to quickly just go ahead and I'm going to baste just that right here. I'm not going to take it to the machine. Just go ahead and baste along there to hold that in place. Okay, so let me know when you're there. I'm also going to find my center of this just so it's there. So yeah, my fussy cutting isn't perfect, but it's pretty close to perfect, I think. I think that's close enough. What do you guys think? Not much I can do about it now. I would have liked this to be a little bit higher up, but I think I'm fine. Is that fussy cutting close enough? You can see it's slightly off, but I think it's okay. Would have preferred it if it was up there, but it'll be fine. Okay, so once we have that in place, we're just going to put this in. We're not going to be sewing this in. We're just going to put it to where it's going to be sitting. As I said, my fussy cutting isn't perfect, but it's not terrible. Okay, just put a couple clips in to hold that in place for now. Because what we're doing is we want to find where we're going to be putting our magnetic snap. Now, you can just use the measurements in the pattern, but whenever I do that, no matter what pattern it is, I don't know if it's a Brandy thing, but my magnetic snaps never, ever match up. The seam allowances changes. I believe we've been working with 1/4 inch, but I think it changes to 3/8 when we put it all together. Yes. Seam allowances are 3/8 inch unless otherwise stated. So I know what I did is because my exterior was longer than my lining piece. So I trimmed off the excess lining, but my canvas probably shrunk because then it would have been further up. But I think it still looks pretty. I think it'll still be fine. And it just looks like it has double leaves and it's fine. This part lines up not too shabby. I'm good with it. Okay, so we are going to have our female snap here. For sewing the gussets, it will be 3/8 inch. So I'm hoping this one will show up. What I like to do is just on the nubbin, I take an erasable pen or some chalk, and I just draw on that little nubbin, like saturate it with ink. And then I let it fall where it's going to go, and I press it down. That one didn't work. I'm going to have to use a white one. And I'm pressing it down on here because it's going to leave a mark where I'm going to put the center, because that nubbin is the center, right? There it is. See? Right there? So that is where I am going to install the female side of my snap. So I can take this off now. Now you got to make sure you flip this up and out like so. And then go ahead, because you don't want it to go through the lining, you just want it to be on this exterior piece. And go ahead and install your female side magnetic snap there. Then we know it's going to fit no matter what because we lined it up. So even if your measurements were off with this one, you're using this as your guide to where the female side is on this one. So that's my trick anyways, because for me, I just can never ever get it to do it right. Okay. I'm so not used to working with a canvas on the exterior. I'm gonna grab my fray check again. Install that female side. My Decaville heavy behind things. Don't get your fingers. I'm doing this kind of a dangerous way. You like to use painter's tape? So oh, that's a good idea too, Wanda. So you just stick the painter's tape on where you're going to do it, and then you see the... That's a good idea. I never thought of that way before. And I promise I will have my room clean. I couldn't even step foot in here once my doctor told me no more, no more, because I knew I would sew. It feels really good to sew though. It really, really, truly does. Okay. Just like so. You'll see how this will fit in there. Now for homework, you will finish this up. I am going to put my nameplate centered right here, making sure I'm only going through the exterior of that slip pocket. And then I'll put these all together, and then I'm going to baste these around. But you don't want to baste this shut until you've put your nameplate right there if you're going to be putting your nameplate. Remember, we're using a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. So if you're doing your nameplate, make sure it's going to be well above that 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, but below the flap so you're going to see it still. So this kind of gives you an idea what my front panel is going to look like. Again, my fussy cutting isn't perfect, but honestly, I don't think my client's going to notice that because it just looks like the flower is a little bit extra flourished because it matches up over here really good. So I'm just tough on myself. So yes, so for homework, put in your nameplate. Make sure you mark, use where you want to go to put it. Make sure it's going to be seen. Fold this down again like this, put this all together, clip it together, and then baste this in place for next week. Okay? Is that good enough for everybody to be able to do that? And then we can work on the back panel, which I'm going to grab all my stuff out now. Just because we're doing it a little bit different than we usually do our pockets. Where is it? If I can find it. All right. Pretty easy bag though, hey? It's not too shabby. I think probably the hardest part is finding the placement for the magnetic snaps or the turn locks. So. Okay, I'm just cleaning up my interfacing here, my back panel. And again, it's such minimal interfacing. And this is EB Fuse heavy. Like, I will say for my canvas, because it was a little bit thinner I felt, I did use EB Fuse Light, which is medium woven interfacing. But then this one here is not Decaville Light. This is EB Fuse heavy, and it worked out really well. Like, it's pretty stiff. And it doesn't peel away or wrinkle, which makes me so happy. It did go fast, hey? But I do want to get over the zipper pocket because we've never done a zipper pocket this way in class. We will be doing zipper pockets this way in the Wayfarer class for sure. Because we always use the overlay, right? So, but this one we're not using an overlay. It's just too small for an overlay. All right. Give everybody one more minute and then we're going to jump in. I have to find where I am looking. I think I'm jumping all over the place. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. There it is. One more minute, and that gives us 15 minutes to get this done. I'm going to go ahead and just cut my zipper tape now while I'm waiting. You see, it's not a very big pocket at all. Pull. Diane's done. But seriously, you guys, this bag goes together so fast. So next week we'll be mainly putting the panels together. Sorry if you can't see me. I'm putting my zipper pull on right now over at this station. There we go. And then putting it together and binding it. And doing the gusset, of course, so. Okay, so what we want to do is you want to take your zipper pocket facing on the wrong side. And this is a trick I do, is I didn't cut out my center. You can see I did little slits on either side of this. So I can just lay this on top, grab my pen, draw those lines, and then I just take my ruler because I find that that's just a lot easier than tracing out a paper rectangle. I get a nice straight line. And this line should be a 1/2 inch, and it is. Just like so. Okay, now we want to take our main exterior, bind our top and bottom centers. That's going to make it a lot easier for when we go to put that gusset on. Ooh, I so have this zoomed in. I'm going to have to find that sweet spot again. Okay. And then where's the ruler I want to use? There it is. Okay, so we're going to need this and my tomato. Okay, and then from that top center mark, we want to measure down. I didn't cut this very good. I'm going to find my center of this as well, just on one side. That's going to help me a little bit. And we are going to be putting this facing down, right sides together with this 1 1/8 inch down. Is that the same in your guys' pattern? Is it 1 1/8 inch? That's what it is in my tester pattern. So 1 1/8 inch worked for me in the tester. So I'm going to put my ruler right on here, 1 1/8 inch, and I have my 4 marked at my center mark. And I'm going to match up my center notchy thing there that I made with that 4. And then I'm just going to measure in to make sure that when I'm going to go do this box, that box, I have 1 1/4 inches from the side, 1 1/4 inches from the side. So I know it's completely centered. And we're nice and straight. And I'm going to just take some pins and pin in that box for now to hold it in place. Oh, that one's not very sharp. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead and we are going to sew around that box. I hate making pockets like this, but really you have to on this, because if we put a facing on here, it's going to be way, or a overlay on there, it's going to be so small. So let's take this to the machine and go around that box. Okay, so I can't see the chat. For some reason, my phone just isn't staying on. I'm just having all sorts of problems with my technical stuff today. I don't know. Okay. So make sure you guys can all see. Yeah. So I'm going to start kind of along one side, back stitch. Now when I get to the corners, I like to do a little back stitch as I start and stop those corners, just strengthen those when we go to turn them out. So I just go back to and over to, pivot, and then I do it again, up to, back to, and then go up to the next corner. I don't know why, in my head, that just helps strengthen those corners, because my corners never look good when I do it this way. But that helps it, and then sometimes I find that it looks like the stitches kind of go all, you know, like they're being pulled. Oh, look at that. That one fell apart. So all the way across. Coming up to the corner again. I'm going to make sure my needle goes down in that corner. Back to, forward to. Don't have to do it. It's just what I do. Back to, forward to. I just want to have nice tight stitches there for when I turn it out. And back stitch. Yep, I'm going to go back because this one, I took that corner too tight, so I'm just going to pull those stitches out. I missed my mark and just restitch that. Which is okay. I missed my line a little bit. No one's gonna see that. How far down? 1 1/8 inches from the top. No, that's what it is in my pattern, but apparently my pattern is different than everybody else's. Okay, I'm just going to keep powering through because we've only got 9 minutes left. And I know you guys all know how to do this already. Oh, I see. She doesn't tell the instructions of this in here. She gets you to go to another video. Okay, so I'm going to guesstimate. So this is what we got here, and now we want to draw our zipper line. So I'm going to measure in 3/8 of an inch from each of the short sides and draw a line. So from this side and from this side, 3/8 of an inch. And then also draw a center line up, which is about 1/4 of an inch up. This doesn't have to be super exact. And draw your V's out to the corners, like so. And then I go in with my rotary cutter first down that center line, not going through those 3/8 of an inch lines, so just to get it started all the way through. And then I go in with my scissors and I cut to that 3/8 line the rest of the way, and then I cut into those V's, going as close as you can to the stitching without cutting the stitching. You do not want to cut the stitching, trust me. Oh, now my arms, you can see my arms have stopped. See, my strength is completely gone. I'm at the 2-hour mark of sewing. But it's my right arm that's doing it. This isn't good. I do have it in both arms. My left arm's just the worst. So I have to use both hands. Don't get the stitching, Brandy. Just like so. Okay, and then we are going to press this. I'm going to get my pressing mat back. Turn my iron back on. How's everybody doing? What we'll probably do is we'll leave the zipper part for next week because it'll be really fast. So we are running out of time. But we do have 2 more classes to do this, but I really think we can get it done next week because we are actually very close to being done, believe it or not. Okay, so what I like to do first with my iron is just take this and kind of press up those seams. I just find that helps when we go to flip it through to the other side. Same with on this side. And then we're going to flip this to the other side. And also because my hands are starting to give out, so that means I'm at my limit. See, they're not working very good right now. So I guess when my doctor says 2 hours of sewing, he really means 2 hours of sewing. Okay, and then we're going to press those seams out. Now it's a little bit heavy on here. I can't remember in the pattern. I don't know if she cut away the stabilizer or not. I don't. I just press the heck out of it. Again, this is why I like doing the vinyl overlays because I really hate making pockets this way. Really, truly do. Not my cup of tea. But we're going to get lots of practice with it because we're doing it with the Wayfarer too. So I just kind of take it and spread it out. Press it on this side first. Be careful if you're using vinyl on the other side. Again, I'm using canvas, so it's kind of a little stiffer. And then once you got it kind of on that side, you can go on this side and you can shape it better. And this is why I use the same color, because you can see how it kind of shows through here a little bit. At least it'll kind of coordinate in together. And I can never ever get these sides super nice. You can't really see that they're not super nice. It's just, I don't know. I'm not good at this part. If you're using vinyl and you can't be pressing that like I'm doing, go ahead and use some double-sided tape to hold those seams in place too. That's what I do when I do it with vinyl. Okay. So that's what that looks like. And we will finish this zipper up next week. So, believe it or not, we have almost all the main panels done except for the gusset. So homework again, you're going to, whatever you're going to do on the opposite side of your lining from the card slot. So again, I'm going to be putting it in a slip pocket, which isn't in the pattern. You could also do another zipper pocket just like this if you wanted to. It's completely up to you, or you can do it just like how it is in the pattern with nothing on that side. So you're going to do that. You're going to put your nameplate, if you're putting a nameplate or a handmade plate, on your front, and then baste that pocket, that slip pocket, on your front piece. And that's it for homework. Does that work for everybody? Next class will go super fast. We'll finish up the zipper pocket. We'll make the gusset, and then we're putting everything together. Like, it'll go super fast. So the first hour will be finishing up the gusset and the pocket, and then the last hour will be pretty much putting it together and binding it if we get through it, that class. And I really do think that we can. If not, no big deal. We will do it. We have another class too, so. But it's a pretty fast bag. Any questions about anything? Sorry to rush through that last part. I just really wanted to get that part in before the end of class. The time went fast. Well, we did have the first half hour of me trying to figure out my power situation, so that didn't help matters. Sounds good? Everything makes sense? Golden? Yeah, I think I am going to start keeping the iron over here. It worked out really, really good. For classes, anyways. Great class? Oh, good. Again, I had a little bit of drama at the beginning. I mean, that's just to keep you guys all engaged, right? Yes, I'm going to go rest my arm. I'm going to go and put my daytime brace, which is just a brace that goes from here to here, because I don't know if you guys... Can you guys see my hand shaking? Can you see it? It's mostly these two fingers. It's my baby. So the pain goes up here and up on the inside here of my funny bone. And when I lift up like this just kills, but it shoots all the way up here. It's like the pain. Ow. I just hit my funny bone. You know when you hit your funny bone? That's what it feels like. But constant. I know Kim knows what I'm talking about. It's not a good pain. It's not a good thing. And I have it in both, but it's funny because it's my left arm that's acting up, and I'm not left arm dominated. I'm right-handed. So, but I do sleep on that side, which I think is what's causing it. But it is getting better. This time last week, I had like no strength in it. I was taking a leave to mask that strength, or mask the pain, so I could work through it, which was making it even worse. And I've been doing that since before Christmas. So it's horrible. Yeah. My doctor doesn't think I'll need surgery. We're taking care of it right off the hop, so should be okay. But yeah, so tomorrow I won't be sewing. Tomorrow's my hair day. I'm getting my hair done. But I do have 2 tutorials that I want to get done, so I'll be working on those a little bit every day, like the Wayfarer style one of the backpack. I want to get that up for all of the members and for you guys to see, because I will be showing how to do the binding part of that. And it's my brother's birthday present, so I have to get it done. So I'll be working on that over the weekend just for a couple hours a day until it's done. Just rather than getting it all done in one day, it'll take me 4. And then I am about halfway through a wallet one, you guys. That'll release at the end of the month, so I'm excited to share that with everybody too. Maybe when that's done, I'll release it, because I don't plan on releasing it to the public side until the 25th. So if I get it done early, maybe I will pop it up on the membership side in the Beans Peeps Club, so you guys have an early preview of that. Maybe that's what I'll do with all of the videos, because I'm trying to get ahead on the videos once I can sew more. So I have like a month of videos done in advance, and then I can put up my cutting video and my tutorial every week that way. But yeah, the card slot pocket did you in? Aw, Kim. So yeah, so that's it. That's all. So again, sorry for the mishaps at the beginning of the class. Thank goodness Brady was home to be able to figure it out for me, because I was losing it. And if you guys have any questions, you can check out the tutorial. It's already on the channel for this class, or you can reach out to me. Yeah, tomorrow I'm in the hair salon chair for 3 hours. So you can tell, look how bad my hair's looking at the ends. Like, it's time. It's gone. This is my natural color, what it's gone to now. It's kind of it's a strawberry blonde kind of bleh with gray. So I'm just going to put in some vibrant auburn again, not as burgundy as before. But yeah, this is my natural color, guys. I have no color left in my hair anymore. This is it. This is what I look like. So I'll be more vibrant. You can tell I'm the same color as my eyebrows now. Okay, anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Wayfarer class will happen on Tuesday for sure. So we'll have a lot to get through for Wayfarer class on Tuesday for those of you in there. I know some of you have already finished your Wayfarers, but I will be starting promptly at 4 so we can get through it, because we did miss this week's class. So hopefully you'll be home next class so we can turn your bag for you. If I get the binding done and I can't turn my bag, then you guys just don't get to see it turned. This is a tiny bag, so I am probably going to need help turning it. So it'll be Dave or one of the boys doing it, but guaranteed they won't come on camera to do it. So yeah. Okay. All right, everybody, have a great night. I wonder if Dave's home yet. He's taking me out for supper. We seem to do that on Thursday nights. Every other Thursday night is our dinner date and Costco shop. So yeah, have fun, Anna. we'll talk soon. We got to get everything situated for Saturday. So if you guys didn't notice, I do have a live scheduled for Saturday at 10 Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, for Anna's retail drop. So it'll drop an hour before we go live, and then we'll go live. It's just to give Anna a little bit of time to make sure everything is running smoothly and all that, and then we will go live again. All right, Cynthia. Well, you know how to get me if you need any help. So, alrighty. Okay, everybody. I will catch you on, well, Saturday if you're going to come visit on Saturday. Otherwise, I'll see you Tuesday. Have a great weekend, and thank you, everybody, for being so understanding, and I love y'all.